Hello, my dear students. Before we spoke about some travel tips, and we said that it's very important for anyone who will travel abroad to know and understand some customs and some habits and also some gestures of people of the country that he intends to travel to. Today, we're going to speak about some other countries that they have very special customs. One of these countries is Saudi Arabia and also China, Peru, and India. Let's listen about these countries and then we'll discuss some meaning of some important vocabularies in this passage.
2. Read. A. Below are some travel tips. Listen and read.
Travel tips. Cultural differences. Before you travel to a foreign country, it is a good idea to learn a few things about the customs and gestures of the people.
Yes, before you travel to a foreign country, it's a good idea to learn about few things about the customs and gestures. We said that customs means habits of the people, and gestures means movements that they usually use.
These may be very different from yours, and if you're not familiar with them, you might make a fool of yourself or even get into trouble.
Yes, you should be familiar to these customs and gestures or you will be fool of yourself. You put yourself in very bad situations. Yes, one of these countries is
Many Saudis
Saudi
offer their
Arabia.
guests a delicious qahwa, or Arabic coffee, which they pour from a special coffee pot, which is held high above the guest's cup. What most foreigners don't know is that your host will keep pouring coffee until you let him know you don't want any more. You do this by shaking the cup from side to side.
Yes,
Saudi Arabia. Many
yes. You know that in Saudi Arabia, qahwa is a very famous drink in Saudi Arabia. They usually offer the guests coffee. But one of the most important customs in Saudi Arabia, you drink coffee, but when you finished and you don't need any more coffee, you just shake your cup from side to side. This means that you don't need more.
Saudis offer their guests a delicious qahwa, or Arabic coffee, which they pour from a special coffee pot, which is held high above the guest's cup. What most foreigners don't know is that your host will keep pouring coffee until you let him know you don't want any more. You do this by shaking the cup from side to side. China. Greeting in China is usually a slight nod and a bow. Also, it is polite to offer a gift to a Chinese host when you visit. However, hosts will often refuse the gift many times before accepting it.
Yes, in China, greeting in China is usually a slight nod. You know, we said that nod. Nod means moving your head and a bow. So, if you travel to China, for example, and you don't know how to greet people, it will be a fool situation.
Saudis offer their guests a delicious qahwa, or Arabic coffee.
Let's go to another country, which is Peru.
Peru. Raising your eyebrows in most countries is a sign of surprise.
Yes, raising your eyebrows. You know what the meaning of raising? Raising means move something high. Eyebrows is over your eye. Eyebrows.
But in Peru, it means money or pay me. So if someone from Peru owes you money, remember to raise your eyebrows.
Yes.
India.
I think it's a very strange. In Peru, for example, you know that when you're moving your eyebrows, that means you like something here in Saudi Arabia or in another country. But in Peru, that means you need your money. You owe someone money and you want to take it back. Owe means give someone money and get it back because you borrowed it from him.
Be careful when you want to point at something in India because it is impolite to use your finger. You should either signal to something using your chin or even better, your whole hand.
Yes. In India, be careful when you want to point something in India because it's impolite. You know what the meaning of point? Yes. With your finger. Thank you. When you want to point to someone in India because it's impolite to use your finger, you should either signal. You know what the meaning of signal? Yes. Signal means sending messages. Yes. To something using your chin. You know chin? Chin is the part of your face under your mouth. Under your mouth.
Also, in some places, you need to remove your shoes. It's considered rude behavior if you don't. And if you offend someone, the best way to say sorry is to tap the person on the shoulder, then tap your forehead.
Yes. Tap. You know what the meaning of tap? Tap means hit slightly with your finger. And also we have the word forehead. You know what the meaning of forehead? Yes. Forehead is a part of your face which is above your eyes. Yes. Okay, so now we learned about some strange customs of other countries and we learned some new vocabularies. Let's answer about these vocabularies. For example, exercise number 1. What does this sentence mean? Move something to a higher place. Move something to a higher place. Yes. It means raise. Thank you. Number 2. The part of your face above your eyes. Yes. Forehead. Forehead. Have to give money to someone because you borrowed. Oh, yes. Make people understand by sending message or a sign. Signal, yes. The part of your face under your mouth. Thank you. Chin. Number 6. To be rude and unpleasant to somebody. Yes, offend. Offend. Number 7. To hit quickly and lightly with the fingers. Yes, tap. Now we have finished. I hope that you may have very good and very interesting traveling. But please be careful. You must know and you must understand some gestures and some customs of the country which you are going to travel to. Thank you and goodbye, my students.